As entrepreneurs, we love to take action. Jump right in and take action because that's what's actually going to help us grow the business, bring the money, help the clients, do all the good things that we need to do, right? It doesn't help by just sitting on the couch. However, if you really want to go fast, if you really want to go big, what you actually need to do is go slow now so you can go faster later. Yep, I'm going to repeat that. Go slow now so you can go faster, even speed later. Hey there, I'm Esty Rappaport and I help ADHD entrepreneurs optimize their brain so growing their business is a whole lot easier. And if you've got ADHD and struggle with impulsivity, then this one is especially for you, right? We always like to go in, take the action and do what we need to do, which is awesome because there are so many people still sitting in their houses, still thinking about the business that they want to open that they've never opened and all their brilliant ideas, and you've actually taken action. That's fantastic. However, what happens is when we just jump in and take action without slowing down, is we end up hitting a bunch of rocks, a bunch of roadblocks, a bunch of problems, a bunch of challenges that could have easily been avoided if we simply slowed down before, took the time to think, took the time to process, took the time to do what we needed to do to help our brain really be able to see the situation in the best way possible. And then when you do take action, you have the foundations in place so you can actually speed. Okay, I'll give you an example. When I work with clients, we use these very specific brain exercises. Okay, and there are like these bunch of dots and these shapes, and you have to find the shapes within the dots. What happens is the first few frames in the first few frames on the page are always the easiest. And so some people like to just jump right in and start doing them. What happens is they do 2, 3 frames, and then all of a sudden now they get stuck. And it's super challenging for them. And they're frustrated. Up until now, I was able to figure it out. What's happening now? And they try all these different strategies that were helping them up until now, but none of them are working because this page is different and this page needs to be approached in a different manner. People who, before they've started, looked at the model, looked at the page, made a plan, figured out what they needed to do, are now way more geared and they end up being able to work through the page much faster, much more efficiently, and they end up always finishing earlier before the people that jumped right in and took action. Okay, a business example of this is I remember when I started email marketing, I just wrote a bunch of emails. And then I was like, hey, actually, it makes more sense if this email comes first and this email comes first, etc. If I would have just stopped, thought about it, created a plan, then when I wrote those emails, I won't have to go back and rechange everything all around and waste a whole bunch more time and make things a whole bunch more complicated because some of them were scheduled, some of them weren't, the works. My favorite example of this is Dan Sullivan's 10x is better than 2x. What happens is, right, in his book, he talks about in 10x better than 2x, he talks about how you want to make a 10x goal instead of a 2x goal. Because what happens is when you have a 2x goal, then you just think you can just do double the amount of work. But what happens is eventually you become burned out and you don't actually get to your double goal. It just works, it's just working way, 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 way harder. When you have a 10x goal, then you can't work 10 times the amount. You don't have 10 times the amount of hours in your day. So all of a sudden, your brain comes up with creative solutions on how to think and how to approach the situation in a different way. So that way you can get to your 10x goal. So by having that massive goal, your brain has to think about something else and come up with something that you're not doing it and approaching this in a different way. Now, in order for you to think of a 10x goal and implement a 10x goal, you actually need to stop and think. What do I want my 10x goal to be? How am I going to work through this? How am I going to figure out an answer? You have to really take the time to think. But what happens in the end, you speed so much, you get to your 10x goal while most people are still working on your 2x goal. So I hope that helps you. Don't forget to subscribe if you've liked this video, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.